Boom. So let me tell you about my man, the piano guy. I was watching Inside Edition back in Massachusetts. Baby G's mom had Inside Edition on because she was watching it. So I sat down with my daughter, Karain, and Baby G, and I started watching the Inside Edition that was already on. So I sat back and I was watching Inside Edition, and they did a piece on this dude that was playing the piano in Washington Square Park. And he pushes his piano through the streets of New York. It's a Steinway grand piano, super large, massive, like, I don't know how much it weighs, 500 pounds, 600 pounds. He rolls it through the streets, and he sets it up in Washington Square Park, and then he plays the piano. He plays like concertos and orchestrations and all these like classical music type of things, you know, like for people in Washington Square Park. So I'm watching it on Inside Edition. It's super rad. It's like 2 minutes. I just ingest it into my system. I watch it. It's like, And now they're gonna do a piece on this guy. He plays the piano and he brings it through the streets of New York, and he's so wild, like just so crazy. Like, what a crazy story. And then he sets up and he plays the piano. I said, oh, that's so rad. What a cool, interesting story on this dude. And then it was over, and then it turned it off. I started just going back to doing whatever I was doing before. And then the next week, I'm in New York, and it's like 9 in the morning. And I have to meet my homie at 11 o'clock at the studio, which we are currently in. Meet my homie at 11 o'clock in the studio, and I got some time to kill. So I wake up early. I'm on my early tip, on my early hustle vibes. So I'm up at like 7:30, I'm out at 8. By 9, I'm already downtown, ready on my flex, you feel me? And so I could flex. I get off the train, and I have 2 choices in my flex. I can make a left down the block, or I can make a right down the block. I choose to make a right. So I make a right, and I go, and as soon as I get down the block, I see homie, the piano man, pushing his grand piano towards me. Now I had just seen him on the Inside Edition, and now I'm seeing him in the real world, and I see him. So I rolled up to him. I wait for him to cross the street. He got a little slow movement, but he's moving with conviction, you know, because he got a big grand piano. So he comes towards me, and I roll up to him. I say, yo, bro, I had just seen you. Now, I didn't remember because it had been a week, but I had forgot that it was Inside Edition. I thought it was Entertainment Tonight. So I said, yo, bro, I just seen you on Entertainment Tonight, and they did a piece on you on the piano. And he looks at me, he goes, it was Inside Edition. And I was like, right, it was Inside Edition, my bad. Yo, it was super bad, and he did a piece on you in Inside Edition. He's like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of famous. And I was like, yeah, I guess you are, bro. So, and now he's pushing the piano. He's not stopping to talk to me, right? Because he got a big piano. So I'm moving at the same pace that he's moving, and I'm talking to him at the same time. Now, he don't know me. I didn't give him a Shinobi sticker. There's no reference. I didn't even tell him my name, but I'm talking to him as we go. Now, he's not really giving me much energy because he's going to somewhere. Like, he's got his piano, he's going to the park. I'm just some dude that just happened to just roll up on him and was like, yo, I seen you on Inside Edition, da 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 da. It's like, he already lives this like all the time, right? But I'm just the new dude that's just rolling up on him. So I was like, yeah, bro, da-da-da. I asked him, can I help you? You know, I'm all about service, and life's about service. I said, yo, can I help you? And he's like, no, I don't need your help. I got this, da-da-da. And so I felt this energy where it's like kind of like just going past me, and he was doing his thing, and we had our interaction, and I was like, well, it's rad that I seen him on the TV, now I've seen him in real life, so that was rad. And I just gave him some love, which is important, which I always want to do, and then I'm gonna let him do his thing because he's out. I didn't tell him my name, we have no connection, right? And so I say, like, right before we part, I tell him, like, yo, I just want to let you know what you're doing is super hardcore. It's some super punk rock shit. I'm all about that punk rock shit. I'm like, yo, it's some super punk rock shit. I know you're playing classical music and all that type of stuff, but for me, this is some punk rock shit, and I'm just want to say, like, respect. Keep doing your thing. Super awesome. Like, you're killing it. So, and then as soon as I said that, he stops the piano, and he turns to me. He goes like this. He turns to me, and he goes, he leans in, he goes, anything worth doing is worth doing hardcore. And I was like, yeah, you're right, bro. You 100%. So I said, all right, bro, well, okay, man, maybe I'll see you later. You know, I know you go to Washington Square Park, right? Because that's the whole thing. They did in the story that he goes to Washington Square Park. So I said, maybe I'll see you later at Washington Square Park. I'll check you later. His name is Colin. I said, I'll check you later, Colin. He's like, all right, peace, boom. And I'm out. I got about halfway down the block going in an opposite direction. And then I thought, because I'm a thinker, so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why did the universe just do that? Like, why did it do that so that I just saw this person that I just sent on the TV? And I thought for about a half a block, and then it came to me, I said, well, if he's in the street playing, right? He's playing for money, right? And so musicians that busk for money or playing for money, they'll have, back in the days, you would have an alternate revenue stream, which would have been like your tapes or your CDs, something else that you can make besides the tips, right? So I said, well, we don't really have that in the digital age that we live in, but because I have a t-shirt print shop, I can make t-shirts and I can make them pretty cheap and quickly. I don't need to ask anybody's permission. I can just do it. So I'm like, yo, that's the move. Like, I'll make t-shirts for this dude. Like, I'll make like Colin is the man t-shirts, and then he'll sell them, and then we'll split the money, we'll make a profit, and also be able to create like a thing where it's like, now I got a homie that I can go and sell t-shirts for if I have like different rad ideas, high school dropout, or like different concepts I have for shirts. I can just drop them with him, and he could be a dude out in the streets all day in front of thousands of people selling these shirts. I'm like, yo, that's the move. I'm gonna help him out. He'll be able to make another revenue stream. Boom, boom. I said, all right, that's the move. Light bulbs. So I turn around and I go right back to Washington Square Park where my man is going. So I roll up on him in Washington Square Park, and he's just starting to set up his piano. And he sees me and he's like, you're back already? And I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, listen, this is the vision. And I tell him, I'm like, yo, this is the vision, right? And he doesn't even know me like at all, but I'm already hitting him with a vision. I'm like, yo, this is the vision. I tell him the whole thing. Back in the days, you would have an alternate revenue stream. You playing in the streets. You know, back in the days, we'd have the tapes and the CDs. So now we're gonna do t-shirts. I got a t-shirt print shop. I'm gonna make t-shirts for you, like Colin is the man t-shirts with your piano, and then we're gonna sell them and we're gonna split them. And he looks at me, he goes, nah, I don't want to sell t-shirts. Like, I'm not interested in doing that at all. Like, I don't do this really for money. It's not the thing. He's like, you know, I make people cry. Like, you know, this is a spiritual thing for me, how I can move people, which is rad. You know, I love that. You know what I mean? So basically he just shut me down. He was like, nah, like, I don't want to sell t-shirts. So now I'm like, all right, well, he shut me down, but now I'm gonna help him set up, right? We're talking about life now, so he's letting me help him set up. So I start setting up with him. Now, mind you, I gotta go meet my homie at 11, right? So this is all just pre-11 o'clock meeting here at the studio in Williamsburg. This is Washington Square Park. It's about 40 minutes away. Now on the weekends, the L train runs crazy. It runs every 20 minutes. So if I miss an L train, then there's no way I'm gonna get there by 11, all right? But I'm thinking this in my head. I'm going like, well, I only have so much time for this interaction, and then I gotta dip to go see my homie, right? So he goes, I don't want to do any t-shirts. So I was like, all right, he shut me down, but he's let me help him set up. So we start talking about life and setting up and stuff like that. And, you know, he kind of like gives me the whole vibe of what he's doing, and it's super rad. We talk about different things in life, you know, on a spiritual level. And at the end of it, I was like, all right, listen, Colin, like, I know you said you don't want to sell t-shirts, but I said, I'm going to make you t-shirts anyways. It's not just one thing for me to roll up on you and be like, yo, like, let's make this money and da-da-da. Like, it has to be more. It has to be more of a giving thing. So he don't want to sell the t-shirts. I'm going to make him this t-shirts for free. That's going to be that's something I have to do anyways. It can't just be take. It has to be give. So I'm going to do that anyways. So on a spiritual level, I still came through on what I did. Even if it has nothing to do with money, I still gonna make him these shirts. So I said, all right, Colin, I'm gonna be back later. I'm gonna meet my homie at the studio. I'm gonna have a whole day at the studio, meeting whoever I'm doing and making whatever stuff I'm doing. And I'm gonna come back later in the night with these t-shirts for you. What do you wanna do on these t-shirts? And he goes, all right, on the side of his piano, he has in gold, it says, this machine kills fascists, a Woody Guthrie quote, right? On the side of his piano, he said, what if we do this? This machine kills fascists on a shirt. Black shirt with gold. I said, all right, dope. Like, I don't have gold ink, but I got foil. You know, I'll do it with foil, and I'll come back later. I'll see you later, Colin. I'm gonna come back with these t-shirts. He's like, all right, guy that I just met. Like, I'll see you later. I said, but in my mind, I'm like, yo, it's a done deal. I'm coming back with t-shirts. You don't know me, but I'm coming back with t-shirts. Trust me.